we're gonna do a run through of how to use the Scribbler version 3 3D pen. And then we're gonna do it how you use it with the classroom. So first I'd make sure that you know that the pens actually need to be plugged in. So you need to make sure you have extension cords and you've got a power cord for every student to have with each of the 3D pens. You want to make sure that the students' areas are cleared of other things because you want them to be able to completely focus. So I'd remove everything else off the table except what they actually really need. They'll have, each kid will have their 3D pen, a piece of paper, and I'd have the paper with either a pencil or a pen so they can write their own stencils. If you like to write a stencils, and I'd start with just having them write a triangle that's really small. I mean, this is like probably the size of a quarter, nice and small, just to teach them how to learn how to use the pen. I would also have a craft stick so that you can have them not touch the tip of the pen where it's very hot. And I would have scissors for cutting the filament to make sure you have a nice clean cut. And then you're gonna give them a piece of filament. And my filament, you can see here, that it does not have a nice clean cut edge. This has been inside the 3D pen before. So we're gonna cut off the first couple inches of it because if we put this in, it'll probably jam our pen. So we're gonna get rid of that. And then what I would really like to have at every single station is the rules of the 3D pen because you don't wanna have jamming issues. The major things are they need to know that number one, the tip of the pen gets very, very hot because it melts plastic. It's 200 degrees Celsius. And you never want to leave plastic in the pen, huge thing. Do not even have them get their pen and put it down because when they put their pen down, guess what? A lot of times they don't mean to leave it in for longer than they should. The pen automatically will shut off and then the plastic will start to harden in the pen because the temperature goes down. So they just don't ever put the pens down with plastic in them. Do not feed the whole loop of plastic into the pen. Why do you not feed the whole loop of plastic? Because you'll have jamming issues if you do. As soon as you have probably like a couple inches sticking out the back, you start paying attention, and then like, you know, an inch or two, you just back it out and you get rid of it. So the filament is so cheap, it doesn't even matter. It's like you'd rather not jam your pens and have your pens that work instead of worrying about saving all your filament. So never use the full thing end. Do not use the melted end, which I just cut off of this one. Never put the an edge that's not a clean cut edge in the pen. You always just want to worry about not jamming the pen. The other thing I'd like to have with running it with the class is it'd be great if you could have copies of a sign like this, which labels the different parts of the pen. So it's like easy to see what the buttons do. After students have used the pen, they will get used to what the buttons do. But since if they're not using them all the time and until they really get used to using the pens, how easy is that to have a chart that shows you what all the different parts of the pens are and how you do different things. Okay, and I do like this too. It might seem so silly to have this, but I like it where you can see which end at the back of the pen goes into which is the power cord and which part is for the filament. That's kind of nice to have. Okay, let's do a quick, if you're also doing this with a classroom, I would like to have it where you have an adult at every table. You could have a teacher at one table, a STEAM lab teacher at another table, parent, volunteer, whatever. Just because the kids will be excited and they're not going to be as focused in on the pens not breaking, where you're going to be more focused in on the pens not breaking. So if the parents are sitting at the different tables, their main job is they can model how to use it if they already know how to use it. You do want to give them a little information before the class actually starts. But their main job is to really be watching the pens and making sure that no one puts their pen down and has plastic sitting in it, that no one uses the full strand of filament, and then if they need more filament, that they are getting filament that it has a clean cut edge. It's like the main job, and also not to touch the tip. So these are the main tips. I'm gonna do another video that's gonna be short, hopefully short, they don't like long videos, that will go through actually how you demonstrate using the pen.